Alright, so today we are talking about training and why this is so hard to train your field workers and how we can use technology and AI to make sure we can get rid of this problem once and for all. Now, first of all, we have to understand the problem. Why training is one of the biggest issue. It's not rocket science. You train your employee once and then they should be able to just keep working for you for other projects, right? But it's not as simple. Field workers change a lot. They find different opportunities. They work for different vendors. So it's possible that when you onboarded someone, they were available at that time. But then in a few weeks, when there was no work from your side, someone else came in and boarded them and they are working with them. Now when they were working with you, you had certain set of vendors, you had certain materials and products that you were installing for your customers, and now when they came to someone else, now they are using some different products. And same goes for the people that you are onboarding in your business. It's possible they came from some other contractor and that contractor was working on a completely different kind of product line, but you have a completely different product line, different vendors, different standards, different quality metrics. Now, how do you keep training new people again and again without worrying about the drop of quality? Because your customers buy from you because they like your quality, they like your work ethic. So training field workers is one of the biggest issues in the construction industry. Another reason it's very, very difficult and it's a major issue is when someone is so trained, they now hold a lot of domain knowledge. They now hold a lot of information about your company, about your products. So now your dependency on that one person increases significantly. So you also have to reduce your dependency from people and you have to put your dependency on the operations, on the processes. So even if someone goes for vacation or someone leaves, you can still keep your operations running. But how do you do that? So your company probably has a ton of data from your past customers. Your company has the data about all of your documentations, about all of your interactions with your customers, but you are not using that data properly. What you really need to do, what all of these construction companies really need to do, is consolidate all of the data, clean that up, make sure you have all of your correspondences with your customers documented and available, and now train an AI system based on all of that data. Now, whenever you onboard some new employee, instead of having your senior most person train that new field technician or train that junior associate, you can just put that person in front of this AI system. Now, what this AI system is going to do, it will list down all of your most frequently asked questions that your customers are asking. It will list down all the complex scenarios that your customers face and your field technicians face when they are on site installing your products. So that new joiner, that new person in your team does not have to occupy the time of the senior most resource who could be better utilized somewhere else. He can just go to this AI system, he can ask any questions, he can ask, how do you guys install this accessory? How do you guys, what are the standards you are following in installation of the roofs or installation of this flooring or building this material or building this construction site? All of your questions, all of the questions that he previously had to ask to your senior most person, he can now simply ask those questions to this AI system. And it doesn't even have to stop at that. It can even ask follow-up questions to all of your training staff. You can have a test prepared by AI based on the different levels of expertise that you are looking for, that you want to train your team for. So let's say if you are onboarding a field technician who is supposed to just do the site inspection. Now there are 20 different metrics that you track while doing the site inspection. And this new joiner who has just joined you does not know how you guys do the site inspection. So one option is he goes to the senior most person, occupies his time, which is way more valuable than two of these guys. The other option, this guy can just go to this AI system, ask about all the possible field inspection scenarios. It comes back with actual case studies from your own data, actual examples of how you guys handled different scenarios in the past, and can give the complete list of all the inspection questions and the inspection checklist that he has to take care of. And the AI can ask these questions to this trainee as well, that given this scenario, how would you perform? Given this scenario, what kind of accessory you would install? In this scenario, if you observe this situation at the site, is this the right setup or not? So it can not only help prepare your staff for the inspection, for the work, for the field work, it can also make sure that they are well trained enough by asking the follow-up questions, by doing an examination on its own. And you can make it as advanced as you possibly want to. Let's say you know your staff members, your trainee staff or your junior staff keeps making same mistakes again and again, even if they have done it like hundreds of times. So you can install an AI app in their phones, and that AI app in the morning pops up with three questions that they have to fill in the morning every time. Now, if they keep answering the same questions or similar questions every day, then they won't make those same mistakes again and again. It's very, very hard for you to keep track and keep a check on all of your employees that they are following all of the expected standards. But the AI can do that. AI can ask the same questions. AI can ask similar questions and rotate those questions based on the season, based on the kind of jobs you are receiving these days. It can be very, very customized because this system, this training system will be built especially for your own business. It will be purpose built for you. Now, your staff is on the site. They are doing their work. And let's say they face some problem. Now, what do they do? Do they just call back in the office and you have some staff available sitting in the office to answer these queries? That's super inefficient, and you have to have so many people sitting in the office just supporting your on-field person. So how do they do that? The easiest way to do that is give those people access to this AI model and its knowledge on their phone within the iMessages, within WhatsApp, whatever they are comfortable using. So if they have any issues, if they have any questions, they can drop a message on your number, on your support number. The number is connected to the AI system, which can query the index, which can query the vector databases. It can fetch the responses which are relevant to this particular query with the reference to your original documentation. The person gets the answer, verify if this answer is good enough, and can verify the answer from the original documentation as well. And once they feel satisfied that okay, now I can install this, now I can perform my job because now I have the answer validated from the documentation. I don't have to cram the whole documentation. I don't have to go ahead and read the whole documentation. I can just ask a question to this AI assistant within iMessages. I don't even have to install an app. I don't even have to worry about signing up, creating an account, forgetting password. I'm just using iMessages. I already use it. I can just ask a question. It responds back with a relevant answer and a reference in the documentation. Almost 2 years ago, we built something very similar for our teams, and we named it Ask RipeSeed. So what Ask RipeSeed did was it helped our sales team answer the queries from our potential customers with the relevant testimonials we already had. So we work with so many different kind of companies, so many different kind of customers, and every customer has their own niche product. Every customer, every product has its own niche tech stack. So our sales team either had the choice of cramming the whole portfolios, or they could just rely on this AI assistant. Whenever a client came and they said they are looking for a construction company's internal tool that can help them manage their staff and book the meetings with their end users, they could just ask this question in this AI assistant, and the AI assistant would go check our existing portfolios, see which of the portfolios align the most with this particular request, and then it will compile an answer and respond back. Our sales team will look at that, verify if this is the right testimonial, verify if this is the right portfolio, and send that to our customers. We even used Ask RipeSeed to showcase these capabilities to some enterprise companies, and we got some of our initial enterprise customers with the help of Ask RipeSeed. Now, if we go one step further, your team is using it, your team asks any questions they have on iMessages and get the job done. But there is one problem with that. Your team might start relying too much on this AI assistant, which lowers their ability to solve the problems quickly. So what you can start doing is, based on the kind of questions your team is asking on iMessages to this AI assistant of yours, you can compile a report on each of your field technician, and you can see what kind of issues they are having, what are their lackings, where they need more training, and then AI assistant will create a dedicated training plan for this one particular employee. And it can even ask these questions in the morning as a daily quiz, so that person knows he needs to be trained on these questions. He doesn't have to ask the same question again and again. Or even when they ask a message on iMessages to the AI assistant, it can respond back that okay, this is the answer, but you asked this 3 times already. By now you should have been aware of it, you should have been trained on it already. So when you start doing it, your team will automatically self-train without even having a senior or supervisor monitoring and training them again and again. Now, how do you do it? You can either do it yourself, you can either link all of your existing data sources from your CRMs, from your call logs, from your documentation, or you can just onboard a technology firm like us who have expertise to build these systems for you. We've been doing it for the past 3 years and we have done it successfully for many, many customers. And we know it's very much possible. It's just that most companies don't take the leap to just do it. My name is Hashir Baig. I'm the founder and CEO of RipeSeed. We work with companies and enterprises to help them build their solutions, to help them figure out how they can properly implement AI into their existing integrations, into their existing workflows, without switching so many contexts between thousands of different tools. If you think you need help, drop me a message on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to help. Thank you.